Okay, so we know the plan, right? Just so we go into town, manipulate Mel to her fullest extent to get an in inside the church, and every single day we go up the totem pole and manipulate one new person every single day of the week, leading up until Morgana's death. Okay, we got the plan. We got the plan, Michelle. Okay, break. Let's go. Let's pretend that we're God to this little young boy. We're almost there. See the big building in the distance? That's the church. It is the same mansion as I suspected. Seeing it now, knowing what horrible things happened there, is so disheartening. Are happening as we speak. It's still ongoing. And probably technically kind of in a spiritualistic, metaphorical way. It's been happening for centuries, if you so think about it. The internalized agony and hatred all blooming over. And the tower we see in the distance. Morgana's locked up, all alone. I wish we could just march in there and set her free. Well, unless you have a grappling hook, then I think we have to worry about going from the bottom up. Getting into the tower our only goal. We could probably force our way in with a little work. Is something the matter? I'm just taking in the glorious sights of the woods right here. Don't mind me, just getting lost in thought in the beauty and majesty of it all. Mel, I could probably overpower him and get his key. Ooh. Hello? I'm stuck in my brain right now, okay? Leave me alone. But the other two, that almost certainly wouldn't work for... Can you hear me? Oh, sorry, I suddenly just got deaf, don't worry. Oh, yeah, sorry, I was lost in thought. Seems kind of strange, doesn't it? What does? I mean, it doesn't look like much of a church. At a glance, you'd think it was some noble's estate. Yes, it kind of, I would think it is. Ah, so it does. I spent so long there, it never even occurred to me. I guess you always thought it was a house, but if it was a church at first, then yeah, it'd just be weird, and then someone took it over and used it for what it actually looks like. So the meaning has changed over time. I was pretty surprised when I first saw it myself. A peculiar place, all told. There's the chapel inside the mansion with its gorgeous stained glass window. It's quite the sight. You either pretend to be mesmerized if you actually do go inside, okay, Michelle? Do you know why it was built like that? I'm, not exactly sure myself, no. Anyway, I'll show you to the chapel. The saintess should be there too, so I can introduce you. Alright. Actually thinking about it, like, we have, like, the reincarnated versions of everyone else. I'm wondering, like, we heard, I guess, what Morgana's, I guess, curse onto every single one of them was, but did we hear anything of a curse, actually, from, I guess, in this time, the Saintess, or, like, in Door 2, Yukima's, I guess, you know, original lover? Like, did we actually hear the curse on them? And and still, even to all this time, I'm still wondering what the deal is with Maria. I swear, don't make that a sequel hook, please. I need to know now. Here. Ah. On our way to the mansion, we passed through a courtyard of sorts. When I lived here, the area was overgrown with weeds. Apparently, I keep in better condition in this era. Better than you do in your depresso espresso stain. Following Mel's lead, we head through the chapel entrance, with a lot of footstep sounds all throughout. Oh my god, it's actually getting a bit annoying. Oh my. Well, look, it should have looked more like a chapel then, instead of just, well, assuming we only saw close-ups, honestly, the glass stained. And I guess the altar, I guess, in a sense? Don't know exactly the big wooden, frame piece that's flush against the wall and the windows would be called. I'm at a loss for words when I see what lies on the side of those all too familiar doors. While it was barely recognizable as a place of worship in my memory, just 2 columns of battered pews and some piles of rubble, the room I'm looking at now is unequivocally a chapel. Oh, did you just, like, was there 2 entrances? Like the front door for, I guess, the house portion? There's I guess, another entrance just to get inside the chapel itself? I guess that would make sense if it had that kind of dual purpose. So this is what it used to look like. I wonder how far back this is from where we lived. It has to be more than a decade or two. Maybe 100 years? Or more. Or maybe centuries if this place keeps hopping around. It was actually cursed before Morgana came here. The views and beliefs about the world prevalent in our time are not so different than those of this time. Ah, how the world does not change at all. That's how the earth spins. Perhaps the chapel was destroyed in the aftermath of the Harvest Festival. When I was first into the mansion, there were signs that repairs had been attempted. A stained glass window is beyond the pulpit, I'm guessing. Oh, that's what it's called, the pulpit, that wooden frame thing. Though we can't see it from here. And right next to it is the door to the observation tower. Ah, there she is. There's no priest here. She runs the church. You'll want to talk to her first if you're planning to participate in the Harvest Festival. I'll go fetch her for you. Whisking his way between the pews, the boy disappears into the back of the chapel, returning with a nun in tow. I'm wondering as well if, like, when people found out about the whole body in the tower or something like that, like, did people riot? I can't quite remember. When I see her, my face twists for a brief moment. Good afternoon. You came to see the festival, I hear. It's wonderful to have you. Is that who I think it is? I'm almost certain at this point that all the major players from behind the three doors are present here. Not just the three men whose shadows remain in the mansion, but also the women who are important parts of their lives. I need to know Maria's side, please. Though dressed differently, the way she speaks and the way she holds herself resembles the woman killed by her lover beyond the second door. They're all connected through the strings of fate, through spider's web. What we thought were three separate tales, all stretch back to a single point in time before our own. Is there something the matter? Oh, I was getting lost in thought at your beauty. Just say that, Michelle, just say it. No, I was just thinking how unusual it is for one nun to be managing an entire church all by herself. Ah, yes, that's the usual reaction from new visitors. Even I think this assignment is a bit over my head. See, we're already blending in not just nicely, Michelle. You're killing it. You're killing it. Assignment? Well, I was in another church before this one. A smaller building, and I wasn't the only nun. The lord of the land ordered me to transfer to a new, larger church he was opening. So, here I am. I'm assuming that is, Jacopo, I guess, in a sense. I would, like, well, all their names would be the same, honestly, but, I was wondering if, like, there's actually, like, their names do change, like, are different here, but Mel's is the same, Nellie's as well. The Lord. There's plenty of space in the property, more than enough to provide shelter for orphan children and aid for the sick. It seems rather vacant from what I've seen. Yes, about that. We used to take people in, but circumstances have made that difficult of late. What kind of circumstances? It's nothing I can discuss with an outsider, sorry. I'm guessing it has to do with Morgana's imprisonment here. Yay. Do you think she knows about Morgana? No, she has to know! I would guess not. Wait, what? The men swore to keep it between the three of them. Really? So she's being forced to oversee the mansion completely oblivious of what's happening here. So what about, like, if they don't know the whole Morgana thing, like she's in prison up there, but what about the fucking blood handout? What? Which isn't to say she's not connected to it in some way. But she's the girl from the second tale, and she should be close with... Is something troubling you? There's always something troubling me, okay? This is normal. Tell him, Mel. No, my apologies. I get lost in thought. You don't look it, but you're actually a bit of a daydreamer, aren't you? Daydreamer? Yes, go with it, go with it. Anything they say to you, go with it, go with it. Even if it contradicts your story, go with it. Mel would fit that description much better. Mel would fit that description much better. What? Why? Do I really look that much of an airhead? Oh, I could see that. Someone has to watch out for him, or he's likely to lose his head in the clouds. I really don't think I'm that spacey. We're that too far away from the space age, so yes. I'm not trying to say you're spacey, I just feel like I gotta keep one eye on you at all times. It's a lot like what I imagine having a little brother be like. I'm an oldest child, you know. Well, you're younger than her, then, aren't you? What's the big deal? You don't want a big sister? Well, I want you to be my little brother. I don't want to be just a capital S sister to you, not a capital BS on one supervillain's outfit. That's so stiff and formal. No, I want to be your sister. Get adoption papers ready then, I guess. I'm a little old to be playing make-believe. We'll get on fucking record and paper, and then it's not make-believe anymore. You still understand this, Mel? Oh, come on. We're quite friendly with one another, it would seem. Oh, I know. Why don't you become her brother, then? What? God damn it, sure. Will you? Oh my god. I will not? Besides, I'm clearly the oldest one here. Why not? I don't think it matters who's older than who. You don't really act all that old anyway. I have at least 10 years on you. Youngest child insecurity showing. What? Insecurity? That's the word to use, that's the word. You need to read more books. You two are pretty good friends, huh? Go with it. We can discuss the veracity of that claim later. I'd like to ask you a favor. What is it? I'll gladly help with anything I can. Are there gonna be just multiple choices, honestly, you're talking to separate characters? Like, I'm always choose the most outlandish option every single time. Please. Please. I just want to see how the bad endings form from there, honestly, depending on how funny the choices are. Could I perhaps borrow a room until the day of the Harvest Festival? I, don't have anywhere to stay. Or a source of income, for that matter. I know I'd be taking advantage of your generosity, but I only mean intrude for a few days. I'd be more than happy to offer you a place to stay. At any other time. But right now, I can't let you stay here. I'm so sorry. Well, damn, so much for that. Oh, looks like we're sleeping in the streets, okay, bucko boy? Don't let one little no stop you. Keep pushing. Put on a show. Earn her sympathy. She's a lady of the cloth. The cloth? To make her feel bad for you, she'll offer you her aid. Fake that you have tuberculosis. I don't know. Put on a show. You expect me to act? Just dying over here. I'm having another episode. And I was so sure this church would be able to help. That's not gonna convince anyone. Quiet you. It's perfectly fine our walk here. Shut your mouth, boy. As I said, we did once offer a place of respite for the ailing and needy, but regrettably for the time being, we are unable to take anyone in. What I can do, though, is give you medicine. Since we can't let people stay here, with the Lord's generous assistance, we've been handing out medicine instead. What delicious medicine it so is. So all you do here then is give people medication? Yes, I suppose that's what it boils down to. I'm also not sure why we're not allowed to offer shelter right now, but we are still able to provide assistance to those in need, so I assume it's just a temporary measure and we'll be able to take people in again before long. And with how much he's done for the church, it's not really my place to complain about his decisions. I truly am sorry, I hope you understand. I'm supposed to ask for a tithe in exchange normally, but just this once, it's yours, free of charge. You were coughing up a lung. Could you tell me more about this medicine, please? It's called Saint's Blood, and it'll cure any disease. Saint's Blood? It's not real blood, of course, but that's just what it's called. It sure sounds divine, doesn't it? No, that's not true. Huh? It is real blood. Oh, we're just gonna come on right now and just say it? Okay. What do you... sorry to butt in. Do you mind if I bring him back to my room? I don't think I mentioned it, but he's an old friend of mine. We got a lot of catching up to do. Alright. The seed has been planted even if you didn't mean it. Hey, come on. This way. Well, that sure got quite the reaction out of him. And now he's incredibly leery of you. When she mentioned the blood, I couldn't stop myself. I probably should have kept my mouth shut, though. Well, you have to live with it now. Have fun. Mel doesn't say a word the entire way. He just brings you in, sends the door behind, locked door, muffles the entire rest of the room, just goes, "What the fuck do you know?" Accusing point. His smile is retreated. There's a hint of fear lurking beneath his now stony expression. I spend the trek through the mansion's corridors, pondering how to answer the questions I know are coming. So I can either see this ending in two ways. Either convince, like, him, like, pretend that you know what blood looks like in a bottle. Like, is it literally just, like, how, like, they're describing it? It's literally only just blood and nothing else mixed in? Or, like, it's literally a concoction of blood with it to make, like, mask the taste, I guess. I mean, no one, I guess, besides, vampires would ever want to, would know probably what blood looks or tastes like, I guess. Well, unless someone, like, obviously people have to get, like, their teeth, like their baby teeth out, so people technically know what blood tastes like. Very much iron. Very much iron. Maybe for some people it's too tasty. But, well, I guess for some people who just don't know, like, what blood looks like in a bottle or anything like that, would it just be that easy to pass up? I feel they would have to mix concoctions in, honestly. Honestly. Just to hide it, mask it. I spend the trek through the mansion's corridors, pondering how to answer the questions I know are coming. How to solve the problem I put myself in. We enter our bedroom, presumably his, and he closed the door behind us. Assuming all the other ones, both of them, the nun, Jacopo, Yukimaza, and I guess by extension, the other women honestly have their own bedrooms. Or, I guess, if, they're, I guess maybe from the nun and, Yukimaza, I guess, they're dating, so maybe sleep in the same room. Whether it's scandalous, like, a scandalistic way of there's only one bed in the room. Oh no, We enter a bedroom, presumably his, and he closed the door behind us. I can see the distrust in his eyes as he glares at me. So, I have to ask, who exactly are you? I'm from the future, I swear to God, please. It just turns to a time travel story at the very end here. Not sci-fi, but just pure, God, I don't even think fantasy counts for that here. Would this count as, like, historical fiction or anything like that in a weird roundabout way? It's like, oh God, what was that one story about a guy who like literally fell asleep, like, like in America, honestly, like, before the, I guess the war between the United States and Britain, like, actually finally severed them apart. Like, it made the United States, like, its own place. And, like, that story, Rip Van Winkle, I think? It's just, like, that kind of story. I forget what genre it's classified as. That's technically, kind of technically time travel, I guess, in a sense. Just someone just goes comatose for no reason at all and wakes up decades later, honestly, under a new culture, and just some of the stark contrast a bit. Why did you say that back there? That saint's blood is actual blood. Because, that's a weird name to give for medication. In response was pressing, "I, please." Please! Give me 1 second. Tell him everything. Please. I know Mel feels immense remorse for his involvement in Morgana's imprisonment. The truth shall set you free. I'll be amazed if this actually works out well. I will be fucking amazed. So I decided it's best to tell him everything. Everything. His shade in the mansion begged for me to save him. If he knows what I know, maybe this Mel will seek my help as well. Yeah, definitely. Definitely so. Perhaps I'm being rash, but it's worth a shot. Alright, I'll tell you everything. And so begins the tale. It might sound crazy, but I promise you, everything I'm about to tell you is the truth. I'm not from this time. What? I have come here from a point in time after Morgana's death. How do you know about... I know everything. Morgana told me what happened here, what will happen here. You and 2 other men imprisoned her at the top of the observation tower. eventually leading to her death. At this point in time, she should still be alive, but she will not be for much longer. The bell tolls noon the day of the Harvest Festival. Morgana's life will come to an end. When she dies, she will too, so in the grips of overwhelming hatred, a hatred can transform her soul into a true witch. Like, I know this is a very serious conversation, but honestly, I'm just waiting for the very second this turns bad. You crazy. The three of you will become the targets of that hatred, the targets of her curse. And by the power of that curse, you'll be drawn back to this place in your next lives, where great suffering and misery awaits you. Everything you're saying is going right over my head. Our next lives, our soul, a witch? Every word of it is true. Did anything I say contradict your experiences? The three of you have Morgana present in the tower. You drain her of her blood, which the end claim is a medicine called Saint's Blood, which you give out in exchange for tithes. Am I wrong about any of that? I'm here to save Morgana, to set her free of the tower and her hatred, which will, consequently, set your souls free as well. Just say you're an angel, okay, Michelle? Like, literally, it's in your name. It's in your name. You utilize that. Just say that. Like, you call yourself God, and then you say, you know everything. Like, this sets up the stage, honestly, for all of that. Please. I know you're not proud of what you've done. Lend me your hand in freeing Morgana, and tell me your story. Tell me how you came to be involved in her imprisonment. This is not the path you wish to take. I'm certain of that. You want a blood for your sister, yes. But you're not the kind of man who would think severing another's arm is acceptable. You had to have some kind of reason for it. Please, give me your assistance. Tell me your tale. Saving her will save you too. I only want what's best for you. Could you give me a moment? This is all so sudden. I'm having trouble wrapping my head around it. He just walks out to the door and goes to Yukimaz and Jacopo and says, "Someone knows. We need to kill him." But I do get one thing. Let you know what we've been doing. Give me some time to process it. I'll have an answer for you tonight. Please. I'll make the right decision. I just need time to convince myself. I understand. Wait here until I come back, would you? For several long hours until you come in here with more people to slay me? It's almost sundown, so it shouldn't be long. Yeah, just in the sound of that, like you putting it down, a set time limit? Yeah, no, that means like that. Tonight, I'll tell you what I can. Once I made sense of everything, I'm sure I'll be able to shake hands. So just relax here for a bit. I'll be waiting. Thanks. See you tonight. Tonight. Well, he seemed to believe it. Thankfully. I was worried he wouldn't. I knew he wasn't happy being a part of this. He desperately wanted out. He gave him the opportunity. Again, I'm still waiting, again for the bad ending screen to disappear. Just lay down in the bed, door opens, slowly turns to the door. Like, Mel, what's it going? Stab! Stab again. Stab! I can only hope. He said he'd help, so let's give him the benefit of the doubt and see what happens when he comes back. Perhaps I'm just being paranoid. You should be paranoid! But it feels like that went over too easily. Yes, it did! No, I made the right decision. Are you sure about that? I guess it's like give a shock to the core, I guess, in a sense. But, Hello? Are you there? May I come in? You may. Sorry it took so long. Not at all. You did say it would be night when... Yeah, figured. Yeah, I knew it. Oh my god, I just want to see these bad endings now. Oh, you do this trend carefully. I wonder if it's a whole thing of like, what was it? If like some of these choices actually compound into bad ending, or legitimately, there's only like the combination of all your choices don't really matter until the bad ending. From the sound of it, you have to choose correctly each time. Like, what was it? I knew from the sound of it, like, this tale narrative would only like work honestly if you work in the shadows. Like like instead of him trying to mess with it by taking information of the future and taking it back in time, you're meant to subtly change like things around so it's under their power that they change, and not you forcefully tell them this and that and then all this happens. I knew this would happen. What? Stab. Is this the man? Never seen him before. You. It's them. What's the meaning of this, Mel? Where the hell did you get your information? Michelle. I came from the future. Yeah! That's exactly what I was hoping for and more. In my time, Morgana's already dead. I'm here to set her free to erase. You spilled it, Mel, didn't you? No, I didn't. Why'd you think I told you about him? So you know it didn't come from me. I can't believe he... Mel, how could you... What happened to everything you said earlier? That you would make the right decision? That you would help? You two friends. For the 1000th time, I met in the forest this afternoon. I'd never seen him before then. And who told him? I'm from the future. Wiggle woggle. What? Okay, so Michelle, are you gonna do a whole thing if I'm repeating their whole histories again, I guess? Have fun. It wasn't me. Had nothing to gain from talking. True enough. He's just messed up in the head. That has to be it. He has all these crazy delusions. Souls turning to witches the next life. He's mad, I tell you. But I'm perfectly calm right now. Maybe anxious, but not mad. Thought he believed us. Mel! Am I wrong that you feel remorse? Am I wrong that you don't want to be involved in this? You should be adding to your list of wrongdoings. Literally, if you're in a situation right here and someone personally confronts you without, I guess, easing into it slowly, especially someone he's never met before, it just sounds like a massive confrontation. You get scared and ran off and did that. No, you should be doing what you know is right and let Morgana go. Are you sure you're not friends? I swear to God. If he was a friend, why would I snitch on him? You're not one to let friendship get in the way of what you truly desire. I would never... Shall we get out of here? If he so much as twitches like he's gonna run, cut him in half. Shall... Maybe you'll come to your senses if you know exactly how what you're doing now affect your next lives. Morgana comes to bear such incredible loathing for each of you that the people you care for... Who, pray tell, lives life fearing how it affect their next? Nah. You're right. He's out of his mind. Listen! You chose the wrong man for your little sermon. Next life. Souls. God damn it. How can I get them to believe me? That's it! You can't. I've seen law, but they don't have any of those memories. How can I convince them to believe something that hasn't even happened to them yet? Well, I don't think we know too much about, their past, honestly. Like, what was it? The only thing we technically knew a whole bunch about was, Mel, because Morgana said that outright to us. But, we don't know too much about you know, Yukimaza or Jacopo, honestly, so we can't, do the whole thing with them, so, yeah, we don't have any knowledge about the people who actually probably run the show, the enforcer and the leader. How can I get them to release Morgana? How can I save her? Michelle, please, you have to run. You're in danger here. I would love to, but the door's blocked. So tell me, who told you about Morgana? Morgana herself. Who told you? I'm telling the truth. I know what I know because she told me. I suppose it doesn't matter where you got your information. Getting rid of you still means one less person who knows. Michelle! Kill him. Don't... Can I play with him first? Now do it quickly. I'm tired of listening to this madman's ramblings. No, please don't do this. We're only here to save your souls. Because we believed you weren't truly evil. So why? Alright, I'm not too happy about it though. Putting more than just your next lives at risk. You lose people you care about in the next life too. People are gonna die on the day of the Harvest Festival. Many people are gonna die. You may be able to avoid that if you set her free. And also change your own fates as well. I can't listen to this anymore. Kill this madman now. Don't, please. I'm begging you, don't. It really is a damn shame. I also beg having some fun with you. Nice scary face. Ugh. Michelle! Happens in the blink of an eye. He really is a master swordsman. The man steps forward, the moment his sword's out of his sheath. I'm toppling backward. Michelle! Michelle! No, Michelle, no, why? Why'd you tell the truth, Michelle? Why'd you reveal it all? Lies of omission! Please, this can't be. Michelle, say something. Michelle, please! Michelle! Ah! Giselle's scream fades into the distance. As the three men watch, make a heavy thud against the cold floor. I curse these three, the only curse I make in this life. You clean the mess, Mel. Last thing I want is a damned nun suspecting anything. Ugh. Don't you vomit, boy. Make any more of a mess and you'll be joining him. All three of their voices are growing muted now. As my vision goes red, I realize I can see my own body off in the distance. Astral projecting. What pains me the most, though, is that Giselle had to witness that too. But everything's slipping away from me so quickly, I don't have time to come up with anything to say. Before it all goes black. Bad ending, 1 of 9. Ending 0. Like, well, like, okay, 0, like, is ending 0 literally just, every time you technically die in the story? Like, there's, many times that kind of happened, honestly. And yeah, back to the main menu itself. We went through all that trouble, and look at that. Just to tell the truth and let your soul free, and look at that. It made things worse. Remember, kids, always tell the truth. Always tell the truth. Why are kids watching this video, by the way? So, let's actually go back and choose the most sensible option to make. Tread carefully. Lie your ass off. We don't have much time, but it's in our best interest to tread carefully. Tiptoe around. But there's too much we don't know yet. It would not be wise to make a rash decision. With him as tense and suspicious as he is right now, it won't be easy to get his key or persuade him to tell us how he ended up here. Furthermore, my experiences with the 3 shades tells me that if I'm not careful, I can put myself in unimaginable danger. Yeah. Probably should have been in your first thought anyway. Like, what was it? I love, like, what was it? I'm wondering if it's literally, like, that choice is there just because I'm saying this in a meta sense, like, is that choice there just to show off, I guess, another way the story would end? Or, like, are these, like, choices that Michelle would make in the moment? Like, debating, honestly. I love seeing, like, the discussion that come up from that. I've seen plenty of good stories that, like, just the fact that a character gives a choice here when it doesn't feel like a choice at all, and that gives you a bit more insight into the character itself. Or whether or not, like, the choice itself is, like, something, I guess in a weird contrasting way, like, like, at the beginning of the story, like, a choice they were given, like, is not a choice at all for a visual novel. Like, they don't even give you choice, like, an option right there, they just streamline you through it. But then as more story goes on, like, then the choice comes up again a different way, thematically, so now the character has to think, like, oh god, what do I fucking do here? I love seeing that kind of stuff. That little details matter. I don't know if, like, the bad endings for this game would actually give, I guess, like, new details, like, whether characterization for, like, other characters or not, or even just, like, smaller details. I know, like, some of my favorites, honestly, give the very smallest but probably very missable information, honestly. But you have to explore every single nook and cranny. I wonder what this game will take on. I think it's leaning towards more, choose bad ending, only get bad ending, nothing else new. Everything is what you expect. I could be putting myself in unimaginable danger. A brief flash of what might have happened had I spoke too soon crossed my mind. I think it chilled in my spine. You see, that was what happened. That didn't happen at all, okay? That was not a bad ending. That was actually just his own imagination of what was happening, okay? Okay? Alright, got it. If I want to get Mel on my side, I'm gonna need something more... something decisive. Something more. Okay, something decisive, because that's how you're meant to say it. Something that will convince him he needs to come clean and set Morgana free. Regardless, being cautious isn't gonna mean much if I can't get them to let it stay in the mansion. Man, you should have, like, really just sunk down deep into the God's Angel bit. You should have. You should have. We need to be nearby to keep an eye on things, get information. How to go about that, though? Assuming he's not voluntarily involved, maybe all we have to do is ask for his help in setting Morgana free to work with us? Perhaps. No. Being so direct will only invite more suspicion. But she's probably on the right track. When I met his shadow, it was burdened with great regret. He begged me to help him. So I'm in a roundabout way without him inciting against a conflict, honestly, where he feels compelled to rat you out there to go a different way, honestly, please. My remark about the saint's blood was based on stories I once heard about a person whose blood was said to have healing properties. Stories? Maybe they haven't made it out this far, I don't know. But they tell of a girl born in a distant village, a saint, the daughter of God. I thought that perhaps the nun might be the saint spoken of in the stories. I was hoping for the opportunity to see a miracle performed with my own eyes. I had to say, you looked more angry than excited. I didn't hide very well, I guess. Maybe it appeared that way to you, but I never had a very friendly face. If you say so, I can tell people's emotions easily. As long as you tell the truth. I am definitely telling the truth. I never say a lie. Never. Never. I myself have to wonder, why do my remarks seem to bother you so much? What? Is something more to the saint's blood than you're telling me? No. Something that would make you want me to get me alone and interrogate me? There's nothing. I just, didn't want to scare anyone with all the talk of blood, since there's not any actually in it. And I didn't know about the stories, so... It's just medicine, I swear. As you say. It's got nothing to do with the saint in your stories. To change the subject, could I ask you to convince the nun to allow me to stay here? Huh? Weren't you listening? We can't take anyone in right now. Which is why I'm asking for a recommendation. You live in the premises, don't you? I'm more... a supervisor of sorts. Then you should have some say in the matter. Why? Until the Harvest Festival is all I'm asking. Why not get a room at an inn? If you need money, I'll spare you some coin. I must stay in this mansion. It's cozy, it's homely. But why? Those are my instructions. What? You know the stained glass window in the chapel beyond the pulpit? I was named after the Archangel Michael depicted there. We are doing it! We are! The me saying I was God is all true. It's all coming to be. It's all coming to be. The angel came to me in a vision, instructing me to watch over the festival here. From where you're standing, you couldn't possibly see in the window in that much detail. You couldn't... Oh, I get it. You've been to the church before, and you're just acting like you haven't. There's a metal door to the side, leading to the observation tower. Yeah, you can see the tower from outside. Inside is a long spiral staircase. Not made of stone, but wood. There's a single door at the top of the stairs. How are you we're very closely just heading up to him, confess everything. I know there's a girl in prison in there. Are we doing this? It's gonna end up the same way again. The only way is literally just how direct you are. What are you really here for? All that vision stuff is a lie. I am not here to cause you any trouble. In fact, I'm on your side. Only on your side, though. Those other two can eat eat the fucking dust. You show up out of nowhere and expect me to believe your nonsense? Well, I did say I was God for a second. All I ask is for you to allow me to stay until the day of the festival. If you can do that for me, then I'll make you the promise I could not before. I have not forgiven your pleas for salvation. I know you want to be free. Let me guess, you saw that a vision too. If you want to call it that, then you can. I never once asked for you to save me. Yeah, it's because you only met me today, so You're mad. But, fine. I've got nothing to hide anyway. If I say you're a friend, the Saintess should be willing to accommodate you. Wait, I already told you were my friend, didn't I? I'll try and persuade her. Yes, everything's working in our favor. Yes, the arms raised in the air. Woohoo! If only confetti poppers were a thing back then in times, just be popping all over the place. I don't know what your deal is, but try not to cause any trouble, okay? For your own sake. I won't. Only until the festival. Then you can cause all the mischief and trouble you want after then. You're not getting another day out of me or her. And this isn't your home, so don't act like it is. Of course. Not now it is anyway, in the future it technically is. Thank you. You know, I never did get your name. It's Michelle. Ah, right. After the Archangel, Michael. Just like you said. Never really cared much for Michael, to be honest. He weighs your soul in one hand as perfectly balanced scales and delivers a punishment with a sword in his other. He's not an angel of salvation. Out of curiosity, could you perhaps be... No, never mind. I want to know. Tell me. It's turned into a bit of a storage area, but there's an open room you can use. I'll show you the way. If that line doesn't get explained by the end of the story, I want to know now. I want to know what he's gonna say. I need to know. I appreciate your courtesy. Well, as long as it doesn't spoil anything later on, then yeah. I still want to know. You look disgusted. Well, this is just lovely. The cracks in the ceiling and the walls peeling off. There is a bed at least, but it's coated in dust. This was a storeroom when I lived here, as I recall. Sorry about the condition. I didn't choose a bad room for you on purpose, I promise. If you want to sleep somewhere more comfortable, you're not gonna find that here. Not a problem. I'm grateful to have a room at all. If you say so. And I'll say a lot. Well, I have work to do, so I should be on my way. I'll talk to the Saintess as promised. I imagine she'll make supper for you at some point. But do keep your crazy talk to yourself around her. I'll make a note of it, thank you. Pulls out just a notebook, honestly, and writes it down, scribble, scribble. See you. And off he goes. I don't think I ever commented on it, but I actually do like the yellow color scheme he has. I have not been able to see like a lot of like characters or such have like a yellow color scheme honestly to them, or yellow is their main color, with everything else trying to comment it on their sprite or literally just their design. But honestly, every time I just see him have it on him, like it works really well. Really well. I've not been able to see many people actually like make a character or anything like that like use yellow so well. It could just be not looking in the right places or anything like that, but like man, a few times I even tried making yellow for thumbnails, honestly. It always feels like a step like either like too bright or like I can't really utilize it well. Yellow is probably the hardest color I can actually think to try to primarily use. So I'm just seeing his sprite and how he looks, honestly, either in this door and I guess the very first beginning door, actually. He looks really good in it. He looks really good well in yellow. And with yellow hair. We made it work. Somehow. Somehow. Now, time to be alone for thoughts for him, next day. It's a lot of pressure being under that much suspicion, huh? My heart was pounding the whole time. And that the Archangel Michael came to me in a vision stuff. I never expected you to go there. It was kind of the next step, honestly, the best thing you can, honestly. Both to stay close to the house and have a sort of in to make sure like they can trust you a bit more closer, honestly. Yeah. Why'd you tell him that anyway? Because telling him the entire truth actually would make things worse? Because I didn't think telling him, I know the future and I need your help to change it would have gone over very well. Nah, I'm pretty sure it would have gone over great. You should have tried. Besides, those who yearn for redemption have a tendency to latch onto the spiritual. I thought taking advantage of that would work to our benefit. Manipulation at its finest. You're doing actual God's work there, Michelle. God damn it. You know, I bet you make a pretty good con artist, Michelle. Nice. I did what I thought was necessary. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna blame you for that at all. If anyone says otherwise, then they're fucking idiots. At all, honestly. Even like literally in marketing, yes, in an entertainment sort of sense, it all deals with lies in a sense. Maybe not the lies people would expect again. I'm not gonna get into the whole thing again about that whole thing. But literally stories are really all about like making fantastical like lies to make it a stretch, honestly. Things that are not happened or not true at all. But make it feel like there's emotional truth with it. And by the same token, honestly, it's stories in a way are technically just manipulating your emotions in a sense. That's the most uncharitable way to read stories, but I always like seeing the different ways actually how to think about that. I mean, I always want to look into see like what exactly caused people to have emotion, like very visceral reaction to stories, whether it be like a very big joy, honestly, big anxiety, like fear, or just anger or madness on stuff. I mean, I'm pretty sure by this point, and probably way in the future, like I still want to keep going with this channel. Like I'll probably like be in that kind of spunk already, but already had several times just some feeling very joyous of how a story came about. Another one for anger and all those different emotions. But definitely at a certain point, some stories are more well received to other people just based on their experiences or their values and views. Honestly, I did what I thought was necessary. I mean, it's all like, just that came to mind, like, all, like, that's also come to mind that, you still have to, like, be able to know who your audience is, so, like, literally, it technically is, like, being a salesperson, I guess, in a sense as well. You're literally also trying to match your lie to the market, honestly, in a sense, so. I know. Besides, you have every intention of keeping your promise, don't you? Whether or not Mel can be saved is up to him. I'll lend him my hand, though, and he better reach out with his hands, make a reference. Oh, you say it's all on him, but deep down you know when you're on his side. I mean, kind of it's still on him a bit. We're complete strangers to this Mel, but I can't bring myself to think of him that way. We just met today, but it feels like reuniting with an old friend. An old friend who's done some bad stuff. He's the same old Mel. I mean, you were actually there. A part of his life, which I imagine makes the sentiment all the bit stronger. You don't feel the same way? I don't think of him as a total stranger, no. The manipulation has worked. The door is just seeing part of his life. You just see a bit more of his own past, his own inner thoughts and desires. That means you don't think he's a stranger either. Yeah. Is a total stranger? No. However, nothing. I was also to say something incredibly cynical, but I caught myself. What? It's nothing, don't worry about it. I'm trying to be more positive, okay, Giselle? If you say so. I was always the one with nothing to offer, powerless to be of anyone's help. So if anything's motivating me, it's no concern for the boy. A desire to prove that someone like me can do something. It didn't take much arm twisting to get him to give us a room, so who knows? Maybe he'll come over to our side easier than either of us expect. Him giving us a room was not simply out of kindness. Keeping me nearby allows him to keep an eye on me. He doesn't trust me, but he also doesn't know enough about me to decide what to do yet. He needs time, and doing this gives him that time. If he decides keeping me around is not to his advantage, he will act accordingly. Do you really think he'll do anything to hurt you? No, of course not. Mel's a kind boy, and, well, to be frank, I don't think he has a spine for it. Not to do it himself, no, but for other people to do it, maybe. It's hard to say, but even if he doesn't, we still have the other 2 men to worry about. Nonetheless, his cooperation will undoubtedly be the easiest of the 3 to gain. We were fortunate to run into him first. What makes you say that? Did you ever have a chance to see the shadows trapped in the mansion? Shadows? The shades. I might have, in the centuries and centuries of since. But around the time Hayden Rhodes passed away, I wasn't really there anymore. I stopped thinking, stopped trying to make sense of the things inhabiting the house. I had become merely another part of the cursed mansion. I was only able to converse with them after I had reclaimed myself. I suppose, much like the rules differ from between the realms of the living and the dead, so too do they differ for those who have lost their grip on reality. As I was searching for a way to get you out of the tower, I encountered and spoke with 3 men's shadows. Of the 3, Mel was the least threatening. He bears a great deal of regret. He yearns for someone to save him. I heard him muttering, "This isn't what I wanted." He doesn't want to be involved in this. Someone else is holding the reins. My guess would be the Lord, but regardless, most likely yeah, honestly. Like, I'm curious how Yukimaza and came in. Well, oh, okay, never mind. Actually, I was gonna say like how Yukimaza and like met Mel and Jacopo, but it's kind of obvious by this point that Jacopo met the nun. I don't know if her name would if we ever actually her name is the same or not. But I probably met her, the nun through there, and then got acquainted with Jacopo then. But I wonder exactly what was the reason that Jacopo trusted Yukimaza more than the nun, honestly, in this whole business venture, I guess you could call it. I wonder what separated the 2. They're not equals in this endeavor. If he wants out, then maybe we would have agreed to help if we told him we were here to save Morgana. Carelessly revealing our hand at this stage did not seem wise. It would have never gone to this point if it were so easy to stop. So I guess our first task is to earn Mel's trust. Morgana's death is in 3 days. We have until then to get all 3 keys. Technically, I always get confused about this. Is technically today the first day, or technically this is day 0? Is the next day day 1? It won't be easy. I mean, we weren't even present in this world until today. Exactly. There's no one to vouch for us. No one who even knows who we are. We had nothing to our name, only the clothes on our backs and our knowledge. But we... God damn, I only read that now. But we have knowledge. Quite a bit of it, in fact. We not only know what happens in this era, but you showed me their next lives as well. From that, we can deduce how they might behave and to whom they have ties. You're right. We do. We know things we should have no way of knowing. And we can use that knowledge to our advantage. We truly are angels. Or demons, I guess, in a sense. I still love them, that, I guess, idea that angels, like the halos, honestly. That people commonly depict them, honestly. It's literally just horns that angels had, honestly, that go into a circle. And for those that affected and turn to, I guess, demons in a sense, they literally purposely, shatter those horns in 2 so they don't get connected. So they come into the whole 2 different points growing from the head thing. I'm assuming actually... Now I'm actually curious to see how that gets depicted, actually, because the demon horns, honestly, are way more recognizable, but angel horns? I wonder how that looks, because the first thing that comes to my brain is, 2 horns are actually, come up from the side, on their... growing out from their head, just like a demon's would, but they connect at the top like an arch. But, that doesn't really fit a halo visual, does it? I want to know now. I should look that up after this. And we can use the knowledge to our advantage. Their various interpersonal relationships are where we can get our edge, I think. Manipulate them every step of the way so we can get what we want to save their lives. They each have their reasons for locking Morgana up, And if I'm right, they're doing it for other people. It's these powerful bonds driving them. So all we do is break those down and we get out of here scot-free, honestly. Yeah, definitely. Mel's driving force would be his sister, for instance. So do we have to meet his sister then tomorrow or something? Are they mere bonds, or is it fate that ties them together? You're right. We should find and talk to his sister. Mel's more likely to act if it's coming from her than us. I agree. If his darling sister tells him to stop, we won't have any reason to continue his involvement. We tell her everything, and she just... Oh, that's gonna be a lot on her shoulders, honestly. I don't know how far apart in years they are in this timeline, but if it's the same way in there, like a year or two apart, I guess, like... I guess be fine, but like if there's like several like years, I guess, like, oh boy, just tell that all to a little kid, honestly, on their like sickly on her deathbed. Like, your brother is like feeding you blood from that woman, honestly, and she's enslaved her and trapped on top of a tower. Do you know what your brother has done? He's done that and way much worse. Oh my god, have that be in the kid's conscience. Knowing how the first tale ended makes me slightly uncertain. For now, we can work under the assumption that he does genuinely care for her. What do you want to bet she's somewhere nearby? I mean, I don't know if she like is gonna live in the mansion itself or like a cabin or like a room in a town nearby. I can't quite tell which would be. I mean, she will be. It was her death that sparked the chaos on the day of the Harvest Festival. Yeah. Ah, right, it was. No, you're exactly right. But what I was going to say is that people tend to keep those they care most about close by. Well, yeah. It would appear I have a bad tendency to focus too much on the facts. That's entirely unnecessary of me. Well, in this kind of situation, it helps. Like, I like being pragmatic more myself. But, don't throw away emotions and emotion and, the feelings out the window, please. Just such a not need to be reminded of that. I'm sorry. Huh? What for? For being careless with my words, inconsiderate. I don't need to apologize to the truth. Besides, you inconsiderate are like oil and water. You're not nice at all. Wow, thank you. And today you're the fire to my oil. We have 3 days to solve this tragedy. Let's get to work. Let's. We'll probably have more luck asking than just searching for her. If we can't find Mel, the nun might know. Off we go! Now we were given the in of him, we're friends, yes, definitely. We'll ask her. Oh boy. They stepped into the chapel. I see an old man waving to the nun as he heads to the door. The man is practically beaming, judging by the vial in his hand. He's happy about more than simply having the chance to see her. Is that saint's blood? No, it's definitely another different concoction. It's the latest invention back here, aspirin. Definitely. According to Morgana's account, disease began spreading through the city at the Harvest Festival, eventually eradicating the population. At a time like this, where medical knowledge is so limited, a plague would be almost unstoppable. The sight of so many people dying secluded could appear to them the work of a demon or a curse. We come from the future, so we know just how dangerous this is. But they have no idea. The ignorance of it all. Morgana described it as a tale that could have only taken place in the era of miracles and spirituality. And about that, she could be more right. Could we maybe warn everyone against taking the medicine? No, that's not going to go over well for us either. I assume the sickness was caused by them ingesting blood at any rate. Like, did you see the guy's face? If it was described well enough, he is reveres it. And if many people in the town do this well, they're just gonna distrust us even more, honestly. It's not medicine they're being given, but ball disease, like some sick joke. Everyone here was turned into a vampire. If we could convince them to stop taking Saint's blood, then maybe that would prevent the city from being destroyed. The fact that it's being distributed in the house of the Lord and peddles a miracle cure plays right into their deep-rooted spirituality. Would it be even possible to convince them otherwise? Besides, not them we came here to save, but yeah, we don't care about the greater good and all that junk. We're here to save these three so we can save our own lives. No, it's veering too far off our intended path. We need to find the truth and save Morgana's soul. Putting ourselves out like that is only going to get us unwanted attention, make people suspicious, and we don't have that kind of time. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. It's just knowing what they're doing to themselves, I couldn't help but think that maybe there was something we could do. Especially considering how it all turns out. I understand the sentiment. Or rather, I understand your reasoning. You know, there's a whole thing of, like, some people are beyond saving unless they actually take the step to actually want to be saved. So, yeah, if they're not willing to accept help, then, they're not ready to give themselves help either just yet. But for me, Morgana takes priority over any of them. And you over everything. Releasing Morgana's soul should save yours as well, Giselle. It's like a binding contract. It's like an, one to say the other is as well. If we can eliminate the mansion's darkness, then you won't have to be trapped as a maid. I had no interest in being the hero of the masses, after all the thing they put me through. Yeah. Let's go ask about Mel's sister then. Okay. I turn my gaze back toward the nun to find her kneeling in one of the pews. She bows her head and begins to whisper a prayer. There's no one else in the chapel. Now's the perfect time to ask. Hearing me approach, she falls silent and turns to face me, wearing her usual disarming smile. Hello, Michelle. Mel was just here. He told me everything. Can't turn away a friend of Mel's now, can we? Sorry for turning you down earlier. No worries, I did a poor job explaining myself. So, did you need something? Let me guess. Medicine? Yes, drink a gallon full. Please, no. No, I'm in perfectly good health. Like, I swear, it's literally just only drinking blood. Oh my god. I figured you were lying. I can ask her about Saint's Blood some other time. And we'll have a number of questions with the man she's close with too. Right now, Mel's sister's priority. Are you familiar with Mel's younger sister? She has flaxen hair much like him. Oh, you mean Nellie? Are you her friend too? I would say we're more. You're better off just saying you're friends. Friends, yes. What about her? I'd like to speak with her, and I was wondering if you might know where I could find her. Nellie should be down at the cottage, I believe. The cottage? Yep, that's where I stay too. I don't sleep in the mansion itself. Oh, you sleep with, Nellie, and I guess, well... Does Mel, like, sleep in the cottage too, or does he sleep here? I can honestly see Jacopo sleeping here, and... Yuki Maz, I guess, like, they're not in the cottage as well. So you don't live here, but only work here? Right. For one, there are men who live here. Lolo likes to show up on occasion too, and we can have a nun wandering around while he's here. Oh, so he doesn't sleep here, okay. Well, I guess that makes more sense, honestly. Like, this looks more like an estate, so, like, he lives somewhere else, honestly, in the town nearby. So, who technically live here, then? If, there's not a reservation? From the sound of it, there's only one person it could be who lives here, I guess, and I guess would be the quote-unquote guard to the observation tower. So, you and Nellie live together, then? Yep, we have for about 6 months or so, ever since she and Mel showed up. I wanted to let her stay with her brother, but since it's technically church property, we have to keep the boys and girls separate. I see. I'm so glad to hear Nellie's got a friend, though. What? She's not from around here, so she doesn't have many acquaintances. With how sick she can get, she doesn't spend much time outside. Which is a shame, because she's such a sweet little girl. I'm her friend, of course, but I got responsibilities. I have more important things to worry about. I can only be around so often. So I'm sure she'd be delighted to have someone else to talk to. It would be my pleasure. Could you, tell me the way to the cottage, then? Oh, sure. It's not that far from here. You go down. Follow the map. The directions I got from the nun led me to a place I know from my own time. It's the same building from where the man who had been ordered to keep me under surveillance stayed. Sunlight seeps relentlessly through the trees. I find myself having to look down at my feet as I follow the path. It's blindingly bright, painful. The sun is burning through your skin. How are you holding up, Michelle? I'm not a morning person. I'll be alright. The sun's past its peak. In a few hours, it won't be nearly as bad. Don't push yourself, okay? Okay. The trek is a reminder of just how inconvenient my own body always was. Having this chance to experience being alive again comes with both the good parts and the bad. But now is hardly the time to complain about my sensitivity to the sun. It's not long before we reach a clearing, and a small cottage surrounded by a small garden comes into view. And crouching by a flower bed, picking flowers, is a flaxen-haired girl. Hello. Hi. Okay, the orange suits you really well. Are you Nellie? Though several details of her appearance don't match my memory of her, she still has distinct hair and could be nobody else. Yeah, she looks way younger than Mel. This Nellie is considerably thinner and looks rather frail. The effects of her being ill, I presume. Who are you? My name is Michelle. I have a few questions to ask you. Can we talk for a bit? I would have thought she had something by now. You're being way too blunt, Michelle. You've gone and scared her. What else is this to say? Maybe approach her slowly, carefully, tiptoe. Please, no, that makes it worse. Go on, give her a smile. A nice, soft smile. Cheshire cat grin. Smile? I'm only here to talk. Nothing to be afraid of. Okay, that's definitely not a nice smile. I can't even see and I can still tell. What'd you expect? Can't just smile and demand. It's a bad man! A bad man is gonna kidnap me! I don't have a sack. I'm not Krampus. Save me, dearest Mel, before this bad man does bad things to me. Calm down, please. I'm not gonna do anything to you. Yeah, don't get any closer. I know you're trying to do bad things to me. I'm not gonna do bad things to you. I'm just repeating things back and forth. I couldn't if I wanted to. What? What the fuck you mean by that? Don't move, or I'll call the guards on you. Please calm down. I mean you no harm, honestly. That's what all bad men say. What do all the good men say? Just so, don't just watch. This would be a fantastic time for a little advice. Got it. Maybe you should calm down if you mention Mel. You're a genius. I'm a friend of Mel's. What? He was telling me about you and how you want someone to talk to. He asked me to give you company. Mel asked you to come talk to me? He did. Do you trust me now? So that makes you his friend then. As much as it pains me to admit it. Michelle! When on earth possessed you to say that? Slip of the tongue. You and him. Is that so? Stroke chin, stroke chin. Smartest kid on earth. She's concentrating very hard on it. Oh my god. Yes? You're pretty old to be friends with my Mel. Who are you? Are you really, really, really his friend? Really, really? Then prove it. How so? If you're really his friend, you should be able to tell me all about him. Why in God's name would you ever subject me to that? Do you not like Mel, Michelle? That's not it. We're just incompatible. We're not friends to that extent. We can be friendly to each other, but we're not good pals, okay? We're not good old chummy pal, buddy old friend, good old pals. Home slice bread slice dog. Okay, here we go. Oh my god, the quiz. First question, what does my Mel think like most of all? Oh boy. Oh shit. Naps, Nelly, theater. My first two thoughts either you or theater. Give me 1 second. Save again. Okay, I guess instead of, like, I'm assuming it's like, the answer is Nelly, but I want to choose theater real quick. He doesn't really like theater all that much. I adore, but Mel always falls asleep. Romance especially just goes right over his head. Maybe in a couple years you understand it. This is his younger sister. Second question, what kind of person is my Mel? Just choose all the bad ones. He's a nice guy. He's a sycophant. What is that again, actually? I want to know, but the third option, the spineless chump. Oh yes, definitely, definitely, yes, definitely. What's a sycophant? Sycophant rhymes with elephant. A person who acts obsequiously towards someone important in order to gain advantage. Oh, he's literally just basically just a fancy way of saying a yes man, honestly. He's a nice guy. That's right, he's a very nice guy. He can have his head in the clouds sometimes, other than that, he's perfect. You know your stuff. To be honest, just saying what you wanted to hear. Me and my big mouth. Okay, final question. Describe what he looks like for me. Oh yes, I've never met him before. I'm sorry, Michelle doesn't like other guys that way. Oh my god. He's decently handsome, I'm far better looking. God damn it. God fucking damn it. I don't know if I want to choose a bad route here or not. Okay, let's try to salvage it, I guess, a bit. Actually, he's decently handsome. Isn't he? He's like a modern day Adonis. That might be a bit of a stretch. Belle could be a prince in a fairy tale. He's got the most perfect face. May I ask you something? You do realize he's still growing, right? And that can change a man in unimaginable ways. You can end up 2 heads taller, shoulders twice as broad, and covered in muscle before you realize it's happened. And body hair. Lots of that facial hair as thick as these woods. What? Would you still consider Mel your prince if that happened to him? Mel with a beard and muscles? No, I won't have it. That's not my Mel at all. I can't honestly see him with a beard, honestly, though. You're heading into dangerous waters, Mel. My Mel will never, ever grow a beard or a goatee. I'll pray every day to make sure of it. He won't get all big and muscly either. He'll become fat. There's nothing princely about any of that. I wouldn't mind some muscle myself. Go to the gym. Listen to books, honestly. Out of curiosity, did you ever want to be buff like that, Michelle? Well, yes, of course. Every man wants to be strong and well-built. Not every person, not every guy that I know. I don't think the beefy look would work on you. Well, that's a lot of my questions. You're not a complete stranger, it seems. You got one wrong out of all of them, though. Sure, why not? You can be my Mel's friend. Why, thank you. This is great. I was sure you're a bad man. Why is the first impression everyone has of me is never that I'm someone decent? What was it? What is a good way to say it? I'm a resting asshole face. I'm a weird white hair, pale skin, vampire, like red eyes. Honestly, yeah. I'm like, actually, in a weird sense, I guess for people back then, you could have horns growing from your head, honestly, and I don't think people would bat too much of an eye at that. Although that would just be the last straw that came back, honestly. If you're not from around here, are you? Never should have come here. Maybe you have to wear a hat or something like that, or bunch up your hair, honestly, in a weird, I don't know, twin buns, honestly, on top of your head to hide those horns, I guess. Any friend of Mel's must be a good person. No, an amazing person. That's quite the faith you have in him. Why wouldn't I? He's my big brother. That's some circular logic. Look, that's how it always is for little kids, okay? Man. Is it just you? Is Mel not coming? He's rather busy at the moment. Oh, he always has something to take care of, that Mel. He's hardly given me any attention these past couple months. But that's okay, because today I got you to keep me company. Yes, you do. I can't stay long, though. Alright, just stay until sundown, then. Yes, then you wanted to ask me, didn't you? Well, if you're as good enough friend, I'll tell you anything you want to know. And how do I go about that? Talking. Lots and lots of talking. To keep me entertained. If only I had a yo-yo on hand. You just use sick yo-yo tricks, honestly, to impress this little girl. That'll keep entertained, right? I could do the baby's cradle. I don't know any yo-yo tricks. You're asking too much of me. She's not asking much at all. She just wants to talk. Do you think someone who spent 13 years in isolation knows the first thing about holding a pleasant conversation? Yes. Hey, now I was there for a year for that. How do we come up with topics to go on? Do you not want to talk to me? Start sobbing uncontrollably. No, I do. Painfully says that. I'm just not much of a conversationalist. Okay, then instead of talking, you can sing lullabies. Sing the great hits from your time, Michelle. Wow them. Be the literally just Marty McFly from the first Back to the Future movie. God damn it. Never seen a minstrel before, but I always want to know what kind of songs they sing. Man, if only you brought a guitar or something like that. No, wait, no, not a guitar. Like, what is old-timey thing? A lute. There we go, a lute. Will you show me? Never seen one myself either. But I have heard secondhand accounts of the songs of traveling jogulars. Very well then. I'll teach you a song an acquaintance of mine heard while traveling. Whee, I can't wait! Here goes. Oh, hark the angels sing! This is the most worst voice imaginable. Exactly. The silence is deafening. No encore, no applause. I'm shocked, I don't think I've ever heard someone sing so badly. Me neither, I'm flabbergasted. I knew it. Oh, the angels sing. Let's hear you try then. Let's end up singing for today. I don't want my ears to fall off. What a vicious little girl. Kids are always that brutally honest sometimes. I know, let's bake something. Bake something? Yep, come on inside. I got an easy bake oven from years in the future. You're the only time traveler here. I made some nice jam earlier today. I'll make it into a pretty little pie. You get to help me with that. I'm not much of a... Come on, get a move on. You either help or you don't get to be my friend. Pouts. As you wish. This is not gonna end well. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh. Unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. You're even worse at cooking than you're at singing. How on earth do you manage to turn a pie into this monstrosity? Somehow you turn into soup. I gave my best shot. There's only one explanation. You're possessed. Well, you're not wrong. It's true, he is. I'm a perfectly good chef. Well, guess what? All your advice is going in one ear and out the other, apparently. You're the worst kind of possession imaginable. Michelle's just naturally terrible at it. God, could this go any worse? Yes. I can't give this to Mel. Jerk, dimwit, loser. I'm sorry. Well, I guess we got no choice to eat ourselves. Us at the table, you eat first. Eat your own monstrosity, get food poisoning. What? And I'll make us some tea while I'm at it. You know, I've always dreamed of this. Sitting around a table with a friend, having snacks and just talking. Oh? Yep, and for that I can deal with a little awful, disgusting pie. It's just too bad I couldn't share with my Mel, too. I see. For all your complaining, she seems to be enjoying herself. I can imagine how lonely she is out here. While she may act all bright and cheerful, beneath it is a real sense of isolation. The same can be said about the girl behind the first door. As vivacious and pushy as she could be, you could see hints of loneliness behind it all. Yeah. Her brother was practically all she had while she lived in the mansion. But if I were to guess, that's not the life she really wanted. I bet she would prefer to be able to go out and play with friends. Being born to a noble family does take away a lot of your freedom. In such a drastically different time period, she's still the same girl inside. Actually, maybe the parallels extend beyond her as a person, since of course there are two different lives. Perhaps that means all those who are reconstructed as Morgana's wish are destined to lead similar lives. Well, it's nature or nurture. Though Destin might be pushing it too lightly. Yes, Fate and Destiny suck. Nelly? Hmm? I would be glad to lend you my ear if you would like. You can talk about the weather or your brother or anything you want. You will? Great, I can see it. How about those weathers? Do you like those clouds? I like that cloud up there. You see, that almost like a horse. I love that horse. Do you like ponies? I like ponies. I like the brown ones the best with the long yellow hair just like mine. Don't you like those? Do you like ponies? Like horses? Do you ever been too far before? Just going to a long rant about that. You got lots I want to talk about. Please, please, please be like the Wendy Old Bag sort of joke, honestly. Just lots of text like squished together and going in text boxes faster than light and the speed of light itself. More than you possibly imagine. And you'll never guess what Mel said next. That I mean more to him than anyone in the world. Some growing flowers out in the garden, right? Well, when I got enough of them, I'm gonna make a big bouquet and give it to Mel. Back at home, we got this really, really big yard with this huge tree we used to take nuts under when it was nice out. So what do you think about the tea I made? What kind is it? The flower petal is what really ties it all together. Oh, and you won't believe what happened to that. Jokes, jokes, so many jokes. So you can just talk your ear off. Care for another cup of tea? I'll make as much as you can drink. No, thank you. I'm fine right now. I feel like all I did was nod and listen. Maybe that's all she really needed right now, okay? The bulk of it was about Mel, no less. I mean, is there anyone else she can really talk about so much? I haven't talked about that much in ages. Time sure flew by, huh? You probably really wanted those drinks. You really need that drink, honestly, just to keep going, honestly. The sun's starting to set. Do you and the nun not speak as much? We do, but it's kind of, I don't know, stilted. I don't know, I'm not really the same with her. It just feels, I guess, like she's too important for me to waste her time. You're the lady in charge of the church and pretty much the whole estate. And what about Mel? Does he not visit you very often? No, he does. He comes to see me a lot. Then why? He hasn't been himself lately. Like ever since he moved here like 6 months ago? Or just as of more recently, like the guild has been slowly more eroding onto him. My old Mel would always happily listen to whatever I had to say, but now he seems kind of distracted. Sounds like he's really busy. When he visits, he doesn't stay for long. He has to go back to the mansion at night. I'll try to get him to stay longer, but it never works. He always avoids the question when I ask him why I can't. It feels like he's hiding something. Something big like a body inside an observation tower. Knowing what he's hiding, I can understand why he wouldn't want to talk about it. You can never tell his precious little sister that he and 2 other men have a girl locked up in a tower. By stealing her blood for her sake. I wish things could have stayed the way they were before. The way they were before? When it was just the 2 of us living together. I know we're more stable here, and I can get the medicine I need from the church. But I'd rather stay being sick than be so alone. You said you came here around 6 months ago? Yep, it was just the 2 of us before that. Well, before that, at our old house we had a bunch of servants. But I never really liked it there either. That many people around, I just felt more alone. More people around, but you cannot talk to any of them. I liked it so much better than it was just me and Mel. Is that really what you want? To be sick and in constant pain? I think it's more the principle thing. It's better than being alone. Mel just doesn't get it. He doesn't understand that loneliness is so much worse. Or maybe it's just a guy thing. They don't get what it's like to be ignored. Any thoughts on this, Giselle? What it feels like to be left alone in the dark, not knowing anything? Yeah. We don't understand now. We think saving their lives matters above all. Huh? You know, there's a cause of saving that life. We're incapable of gauging how great it is. We're unable to see how egotistical, how self-serving our actions are. Are you talking about yourself? Projection, both me and, your brother. The same could be said of Mel as well, I imagine. Mel's still around, though. He's there, but it's like he's trying to avoid me. Avoid the guilt of what he's done! All I want for him is to be here. To be with me. That's all I really want. He doesn't have to be perfect. He doesn't even have to be a perfect fairy tale prince. Have you ever told him that? What? Have you ever told him that he doesn't have to be the perfect brother? That you'd be happy with just having him here? Have you ever put those feelings into words? I'm always telling him I want him around. And that doesn't have to be your prince to do so? He's already said that he'll be my prince. And he always smiles whenever I talk about it. So how am I supposed to turn around and say he doesn't have to be my prince anymore? It's not your intention to force an ideal image onto him, but unconsciously, subconsciously, that's what you're doing when you talk like that. And Mel, he's trying to meet those expectations. Actually, he may not be conscious of it himself. He just believes deep down that's the kind of person he's supposed to be. Like it's an obligation. Well, miraculously, he seems to have a need to make himself look good to others. He believes that if he's good to others, they'll be good to him in return. Am I a burden? I can assure you, he's better off with you around. But I am a burden to him right now, aren't I? Be honest with me. Yes, you are. That's blunt! Does Mel not like me anymore? Is that why he's been avoiding me? I promise you, that's not the case. At the very least, he's doing what he's doing now because of how much he cares about you. You promise? I promise. With all my heart and soul. Whatever that is left, actually. I love him. I love my Mel so much. Too much, in fact. To be honest, I know I do. I understand that really. I know I'm making his life difficult, but Mel's all I have. He's the only person I can latch on to. Yep, and actually in a weird roundabout way, like what was it? Recently another episode of the Coffin Ending Lately came out that game, like reference at the beginning of this Let's Play, but they go a tiny bit into it, like it feels like you can only rely on like each other, honestly, in a sense. I wonder if that actually would lead to them those kinds of feelings, or at least that kind of toxic codependent relationship. Like I should probably look into, I guess, psychologically how, I guess, like more incestual relationships actually come up, because it actually just sounds more and more interesting at how that actually comes up. I think because I keep hearing like when those kind of situations come up, it's mostly just because of more and more toxic relationships come up, and where they feel like they can only rely on each other, or some other circumstances like that, like neglect about that. Which I guess in this early stage, even here and probably in that story to some certain extent, I guess it can lead to that, like in this door and the first door as well. But Mel's all I have. He's the only person I can latch on to, and I can't control my feelings. It can be difficult to tame your emotions at your age. There's nothing wrong with that. However, you should have taken stock of those emotions, sort through everything you've got in your mind, and then sat down with him to talk it out. Even those things you feel seem wrong or unspeakable. You should have opened up to him, taken the time to figure out what works best for the both of you. You too need to face the things you carried in your heart, the things your brother carried in his. By not doing so, you end up never quite on the same page. Small misunderstandings piling up until it all comes crashing down. If they just talked it out, communicated their feelings to one another, maybe their tragedy could have been avoided, with Morgana's curse in play. If Nellie had only had a chance to come to grips with her feelings for Mel, that maybe things wouldn't have escalated the way they did. Her actions that night were arguably hysteric, but she wasn't always like that. I'm sorry. That was out of line. Just speaking all of that, just like saying outright, just like, I know you have feelings for your brother, but, maybe you should talk to him about that kind of stuff and hash it out with him, actually. Right? Right. None of this is any of my business, I know. No need to apologize. You're a very curious man, you know that? Huh? We only met a couple hours ago, but you talk like you've known me my whole life. It's like you can hear everything I'm thinking, see everything in my heart. Did Mel tell you all that? No, he didn't tell me so much. I didn't think so. He doesn't know me that well. It's not too late, though, is it? If I talk to him, really tell him I feel, do you think Mel will listen? I know he will. It won't make things worse? It won't make him uncomfortable? There's a chance that rifts may form first, but those cracks can be filled again. And I promise you, the result will be something much better than if you had held it in. It will all work out. Okay. Next time I see Mel, I'll tell him. I'll tell him he doesn't have to try to be my prince. Good. You really are a curious man. You just get into everything. You're the first person that ever taught me like a real person. No. Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, God. Everyone loves to say how sweet and adorable I am, but that's it. I was only ever their make-believe princess. You are a real person, I assure you. Thanks. You know, after talking to you, I'm feeling a whole lot better. Like I can do anything. I'm glad you came by today. You've cured my disease! But yeah, mostly just like, yeah, like, it's been so long since you actually had an actual conversation with anyone else besides anyone just feeling, I guess, in a weird way, obligated to do, or like, just, like, again, like, just treating her just only as a kid, nothing else. Like, oh, you little scamp, you go out there and have fun with, playing in the garden and making him, all those little foods and all that, or like being a little princess. Like, yeah. And I'm glad I can meet you in person. It's weird. It really feels like we've known each other our whole entire lives. I've known of you for some time. Or perhaps I should say, what you will become. Huh? Oh, no, ignore me. Were you... Was this supposed to be a pickup line? Please don't. Bad. Bad, Michelle. I'm still too young for that. Wow, look at that. At least someone has some sense. No, I wasn't... And now you're getting all flustered. I swear that's not what that was. I know. Jeez, do you really think I trust you that little? Sorry. Oh, I just had the most wonderful idea. Oh? Yep. Instead of being my friend, I'll let you be something even better. You're my second brother. Everyone really oh, I know it's meant to be nice, but my first thought was honestly what happened the first door, honestly. Like, okay, alright, okay. You're my second brother. Is everyone just slowly just gonna become, are we gonna become family with the rest of these people? With Chikapa and Yukimazu and his, like, infinite bloodlust, honestly. We're gonna become infinite brothers to everyone else. Aw, nice. We're all one big, happy family. Aw, how nice. You know, it makes me wonder if we could have actually failed that quiz Nelly gave us before we could be able to talk to her. I wonder if we could just lose 2 out of 3 questions or all 3 and we still could have talked to her, honestly. Will it just be like, there's a fail-safe, honestly, that that Michelle literally, like, saves it somehow with his own awkward dialogue or whatever else to, like, push through, or literally Nelly was actually, like, just that lonely to actually want to talk to someone again, since Mel has been away for, like, probably, like, 6 months, honestly, or as more lately as the closer the Harvest Festival came. Like, she just really want to talk to someone, but maybe not to someone who's, no, bad man, go, I may be lonely, I want to talk to someone, but not you, go, disgusting, flee. Probably not that. second brother? A brother is much, much more special to me than a friend. Though, obviously, you can't be my number one. I don't want to be. Can I be number 1.5? I'm blanking. She's taking a liking to you. This is good for us. I'm not sure how I feel about her putting so much trust in me so quickly, though. The amount of time it takes isn't important. What matters is that you listen to her, you understand her, and you treat her like a real person. In her eyes, you're someone she can depend on. Take it while you can. Do you not want me as your sister? Actually, I was the youngest child, so having a younger sibling would be, Would be what? Come on, spit it out. It'd be weird to have someone even younger than me. It would be rather nice. You can tell you just barefaced lying on that. I only want someone older than me. God. You bet it would. Who wouldn't want an adorable little sister like me? That's a bit narcissistic, wouldn't you say? Out there just spitting these lines out of your mouth. Well, it's true, isn't it? Go on, tell me I'm adorable, dearest Michelle. Say it. You're just visibly trying to restrain yourself to actually say it. What? Well, don't just stare at me. If my Mel were here, he wouldn't bat an eye. Please don't compare me to him. You know, now might be a good time to tell her about Morgana. Part of me feels like I would be taking advantage of her newly earned trust. But it'll certainly be easier to bring up now while she holds me in such high regard. Don't outright say that Morgana's in the tower, though. Maybe poke and prod about him, maybe they met before. She's much more likely to believe me. You're right. I agree, now's probably the best chance we'll get. Especially considering how little time we have. That'll be the inn, honestly. At least for Mel's sake, it'd probably be, if we can't talk to Jacopo or Yukimaza directly, we probably have to find inns with either the nun or whoever else Jacopo's, I guess present-day counterpart is. It better be a fucking other version of Maria, I swear to God, if we don't get a scene where we meet, quote-unquote present-day Maria in the basement and see someone scratch that into the basement cellar for whatever reason, then please, please. I can't shake the feeling that I'm rushing things. At this point, all I can do is go with it and pray it works out. If we had time, I think we'd all like to hold off. Nelly looks like she's having so much fun. And even you seem to be enjoying yourself. No, I'm just... I like having a sibling, okay? It's nothing to be ashamed of. I'm having fun watching you myself. Let's do it. Let's tell her about Morgana. We have to do it at some point anyway. Yes, let's. Oh boyo. Nelly, do you mind if I ask you a question? What is it, dearest Michelle? Ask me anything you want. Have you heard of something called saint's blood? You mean the medicine? Yes, except it's not actually... I know, yeah. It's actually saintess blood, not medicine. But no telling. You what? One day before we moved here, when it was just me and Mel, the saintess came to visit. My mind had been all foggy for a long time, like I was not quite asleep, but not quite awake either. I can't tell if you knew it ahead of time it was not, like you can tell it was actually blood, the same one from the girl, or not. Because, again, if I guess it was the same exact thing, and Mel didn't tell you that Morgana's been locked away, and you thought, oh, maybe something else is going on, how to get from then to now. But when I heard her soft, pleasant voice, the fog cleared a bit. And then she performed a miracle for me. Blood is awful and gross and terrible, but the saintess's? Hers is different. Hers is pure, it's delicious, it's tasty. I'm a vampire, actually. So you're saying you know everything, Nelly? About the observation tower and... Huh? The tower? What about it? That's where they keep her. What? No, the Saintess is always in the chapel. And she stays here with me. She comes back at nights. In fact, she should be here any minute now. So, she thinks the Saintess is the nun and not Morgana. Oh boy. Like, how to, oh, I can't remember now if Lilium, it sounds like Nelly, did talk to Morgana, though. So, from then to moving here, the medicine, did, I guess Mel and other people saying it was medicine actually convinced her, it's something else different. They just moved to a different location to get a different kind of medicine. That's literally what convinced her. It's not the same at all. No, Nelly, that blood comes from... I'm really, really grateful to her. She didn't just perform the one miracle, she's been taking care of me while I'm here too. So whenever I see her, I always say thank you. I thank her for sharing her blood with me. And she always says, it's nothing, with a big smile. What? Wait, well, hold on a second. Didn't we have a whole conversation saying, thinking, it's actually blood? And then here's Nelly just saying to the nun, the Saintess, saying point blank, oh, thank you for using your blood to me. Or is it literally just thank you for the medicine? Is it always like that? The Saintess's blood? Do you always say it like the Saintess's blood and not that? Or she only thinks, the nun only thinks that every time you talk about the blood, it's only talking about the medicine, but she doesn't know it's actually blood? Is that what this weird misunderstanding is, or... Nelly, no. The nun has no idea. She just assumes Nelly's thanking you for giving the medicine. I owe the Saintess my life. No, Nelly, she's not the one you should be grateful to. Huh? The girl you owe your life to has been locked up, suffering alone even as we speak. But the Saintess is the church. The girl who came to visit you is not the nun everyone calls the Saintess. Her name is Morgana. What are you talking about, Michelle? Oh boy, oh boy, oh. The Saintess is locked up? Stop that, I have no idea what you're talking about. Everything I'm telling you is the truth. Please, believe me. While you were lying in bed, sick and barely conscious, did you get a good look at the Saintess who gave you her blood? You didn't, did you? You couldn't make out any details because your mind was a haze. And then when you arrived at this estate, you met a woman who people call the Saintess, giving out medication known as Saint's Blood. So you assumed she was the one who had cured you. That's the story you chose to believe. If what you're saying is true, then where is the other Saintess, the one who came to see me? The top of the mansion's observation tower. The door to the tower is locked. She's imprisoned there. And how do you know this? Because I'm from the future. I wouldn't be wise to tell him from the future just yet. That would only start to confuse her further. All I need to convince her right now is that Morgana is being held in the tower. That's an idea. Perhaps I can borrow from the story the white-haired girl told Mel. I received a letter. A letter? There's a single window, far out of reach in the chamber at the top of the tower. A dove flew in through the window, and so she wrote a letter, tying it to the bird's leg and releasing it into the hopes someone would come to set her free. Okay, oh, that's how the fairy tale comes to play, near the very end of the story. I feel like there was probably some symbolism around the time that that story was told, honestly, by, I guess, the white-haired girl, Michelle in those periods, but, I didn't exactly know how it was used as a metaphor, in a sense. At least, not on top of my head. I probably, was told immediately or figured out back then, but I don't quite recall right now. It's probably a better idea to, I guess push into, a more fairy tale-esque or, a tale, honestly, for her, just so she believes a bit more. That letter ended up in my hands. If that's the case, then who locked her up? Was it the Saintess, the one I know? No, I don't believe this. I don't believe the nun is aware. I think she's simply doing her job in good faith. Then who Michelle, I know very well what I'm about to say will likely crush her. I can't let that stop me. Who would do such a terrible thing? Your brother, who's been avoiding you all this time. Nelly, I want you to brace yourself for what I'm about to say. There are 3 men participating in Morgana's imprisonment. And one of those 3 is your brother, Mel. I understand that's the last thing you wanted to hear, but please believe me, I would not say something so unsettling lightly. I wish to save Morgana, the true saint. And I would like your assistance. Without your help, I can't get her out of that tower. I wonder how she's gonna take it. I wonder if she will understand, like, that's probably one of the reasons why that Mel actually hasn't been around so much. Like, the guilt of that. She'll probably understand that, maybe? I need to get through to Mel. Otherwise, both he and Morgana will remain trapped. That's not true. Nelly. You're lying. You have to be. My Mel would never do something so horrible. You're a terrible liar. It's true, I swear to you. You think I'm gonna believe that? My Mel? My Mel's an amazing, wonderful person. He's not cruel and evil. He's good and kind like a prince. And a prince would never lock someone up. I know you're not blind, Nelly. You can see that all your prince talk has been putting pressure on him. So? You think it's gonna change my mind? He has no reason to do any of that. But he does, Nelly. He's certainly not happy about it, no, but he's doing it for you. What do you mean? He needs your blood to keep you healthy. So to ensure he always had a supply. But no, And despite that, Saint's blood probably doesn't even have healing properties. No one benefits from doing this. Not you, not Mel, and certainly not Morgana. And I don't think anyone can stop him except you. Mel won't listen to me. Did you not just say you would talk things through with him? No, shut up! Stop talking already! I'm done listening to you. Nelly. I'll never believe you. You're not my brother anymore. You're just a horrible, horrible man. You failed that quiz now, definitely for sure. I hate you! Who do you think you are to march in here and try to make my Mel into the bad guy? After I made you my second brother. What's wrong with you? I trusted you. I ate nasty pie and had tea with you. Your pie sucked, mister. But you're just a mean, evil man here to turn me against my Mel. I know you don't want to believe me. I'm telling you the truth. Every word. I beg you to open your eyes. Ask him yourself. If you don't believe me, then ask Mel about Morgana. I guarantee you, he'll panic. Enough! Enough already! Get out of here! Get out this instant! Nelly. Don't say my name. Just go away. Get out of here. I don't want to see you ever again. I should have chased you out the moment I saw you. Get out now. I pray you can find yourself to open your eyes and face the truth. Get out! One last thing before I go, Nelly. Ow, okay, that's the last thing to tell her, and then we won't hear until later. Gosh. It was my only option, I know that. But I feel like all I accomplished by telling her was bringing her more pain. It's a difficult balance. Oh yeah, definitely for sure. We just have to pray that you're able to get through to her. I'm sure she'll come around. If only we had a little more time. In 3 days, it'll all be over. Morgana and the entire bunch of people connected to her will die. Yeah, like, it definitely just seems like in order to, like, convince, the 3 of the guys, we have to go through, like, their friends or family throughout life to help convince. That's not enough time. Let's return to the mansion and look for Mel. I'd like to speak with him. Interrogate him some more! If there's a chance we can get even the smallest bit of Nelly's feelings through to him, maybe we'll have a change of heart. Hopefully. It's hardly going to be elegant, but it's what must be done.